Welcome to TestTube, a place where we can share our knowledge through short videos. Even you can contribute to us by making a small video of any problem that you face in your life and how you have solved it. The video can be as short and as simple as possible, and you upload it in your Google Drive and share that link to us through that email that is shown over in this video. This way we can build a rich library having solution to any problem that anybody could possibly face in their life, and they can find a solution over here in this comment space. And by the way, the video will be uploaded with your name on it so that you can have all the credit for this. Thank In this video, we are going to discuss an important topic, and that is when a manual tester or test engineer decides to acquire automation skill. He or she has to start with at some point. So, and especially if that automation skill is web automation using Selenium, they'll definitely have a question like, where do we start with? So that's what we are going to discuss in this video. All right, and the answer to this is that they should start learning the Java concepts if they wanted to learn Selenium. So that's the answer, and it is simple. Okay, and when I say they have to learn Java concepts, does that mean they can't learn Selenium without learning Java at all? So the answer to this is both yes and no. Okay, I'll explain the yes part now. So the answer is yes, because there is something called Selenium IDE, which is a scriptless tool or implementation for your automation, wherein it's just record and playback feature, which doesn't need any language skills. So you can just record the application and run it. You can also debug, use the debug feature for this tool, and you can do a little bit of parameterization as well. And that way, without learning Java, you can actually automate a web application using Selenium IDE, but it has limitations. So this may not fit for many of the applications that you wanted to do automation in your project. But as I said, uh, without learning Java, you can use Selenium IDE if your project requirement is such a way that it is very simple, and using Selenium IDE itself, you can do automation to an extent where it fits for your purpose. You can still go ahead and do it. And now let me explain the other part, which is the no part. So no, without Java, you can actually not implement automation using Selenium WebDriver, and you have to know at least the base level of Java in order to implement Selenium even at basic level. All right, and also in order to design a framework and implement web automation, the more and the more clear you know the Java, the best you can do and deliver the automation using Selenium. Alright, so having said this, when I said yes, you need to know Java in order to implement automation using Selenium, there exactly this question comes on: how much Java is enough to automate an application in a refined and robust manner using Selenium? So, how much Java is something you should know for this uh, tool to be learned and implemented. So how much Java is the question. All right, so in order to answer this, Java is very vast. It has core Java, and later there are some add-ons that are done to Java in order to support the ever evolved applications. So the applications keeps on evolving, the requirements keeps on evolving, and uh, there needs the expansion of Java, and there are a lot of new concepts which are introduced. Mm, there are Spring Boots, Core Java, and it's like now it is called full stack developers in Java. So there are many variations to Java. So in all the Java, how much is that you have to learn? So now we are going to discuss this concept over here. and we are going to discuss all these topics in the coming videos, which are tagged as Road to Selenium, and we are going to learn it with unforgettable examples. Remember this word, unforgettable examples. And why I'm saying this is because you're going to learn the concepts in such a way that you don't have to by heart them or get confused between the concepts in future. uh, because I heard from many people often say that they get confused with the topics which they studied in core Java, and they always have to refresh the concepts. They always have to have the concept on their toes. So that's what people say. But we are going to address that problem now, and we are going to learn the concepts in such a way that you will never forget them, and you don't have to even remember them. So just by the name of the concepts, you're going to remember what the concept is. So that's how we are going to learn in this video. Stay tuned for these videos, and in this particular video we are going to see uh, and just have an overview of what are the concepts that we are going to learn now. All right. uh, these are the concepts. Like I said, these are the concepts we are going to see in the upcoming videos. And the concepts are like, to start with, why do we need Java for Selenium? So here we are going to discuss what is Java and the history, a brief history of Java, and why do we need it. First of all, why Java? Why not anything? So the answer to this is it's not Java that you need to know Selenium, because Selenium is supported by many languages. But in this case, we are going to discuss about learning Selenium using Java. That's why we are going to uh, see that. And after that we are going to learn the concepts called class and the main method, and what is method in general. We are going to discuss JVM, compilation, and we're going to discuss about the variables. So these are the concepts we are going to learn in a series of videos. So each topic is covered in a video, and those videos are going to come in future a little later, right? So the next concept will be operators and control statements and loop statements. So these are very generic, not specific to Java. These are the same concepts which are used in many languages, but we are going to cover them, how they are used in Java, along with the syntax principles that are applicable for Java. And the next video is about going to be about the arrays and the variable arguments. In arrays, we are going to discuss about the two-dimensional arrays, single dimensional arrays, and some more advanced concepts of arrays. And we are going to discuss about what are variable arguments. So that's the video is going to be. And the next video will be discussing about data types and access modifiers. What are different data types and what are different access modifiers that are there in Java. And the next video is going to be on the collections framework that is there in Java. All right. And within this collections framework, we are going to discuss the three parts in collections framework. One is list collections, and collections is an interface implementation. Uh, and in this interface implementations, we are having the list uh, classes or interfaces. Using this, what are different methods we are going to use in our programming when we automate. And then we are going to learn about the sets in collections, and then we are going to learn about queues in collections. So these are all in collections that are going to be useful, um, in our uh, Selenium implementation. And the next video is going to cover the topics of objects, what are objects, and few inbuilt classes. So we have classes, and the classes can be user defined, and there are also the classes which are coming up with the Java by default. We are going to learn some default or inbuilt classes that are available with Java, and they are such as scanner class, date and time class, string buffer class, and few more, which we are going to discuss in detail in third video. And this is again taking us to the concept closer to the object oriented programming concept. So when you are saying objects, so in this video we are going to discuss objects, right? So the other topics uh, are covered in the other video, wherein explicitly we are discussing the OOPS concepts in Java. So OOPS concept in Java is consisting of a lot of implementations such as inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. Also, these are all sort of interrelated, and all these videos are in fact actually interrelated. So you can't see one concept separately, because these are all implemented together and they are bonded together. So that's one video where we are going to discuss that concept, and in the next video we are going to discuss wrapper classes, boxing, unboxing, and auto boxing and auto unboxing. So that's something which we are going to discuss in one video. So, and the other video is going to about uh, the keywords which are used in Java. So there are a lot of keywords. Here are few keywords just I have written as an example, such as break, static, final, super, continue. So along with these keywords, there are few more keywords which we are going to learn in that particular video. And the next video is going to be about exception handlings in Java. So there are various exception handlings that are available. We are going to discuss it in brief in that video. And the other video is going to be about object sterilization. And the next video is going to be about regular expressions. We are going to discuss how do we use regular expressions concepts for our automation. And the next video is going to be about how to handle file in Java. So this is going to be an important topic. Not only this, every topic is an important topic, and all of these topics are certainly going to be used when you implement Selenium. So all these are Java concepts, and you are going to use these topics at one or the other point in Selenium. So not that you're going to use all these concepts, is that when you know this concept, and when there are situations, you will actually know that there is this concept in Java and you can implement it in your Selenium framework. If you don't know these concepts at all, the framework which you are going to design in Selenium is going to be I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't implement Selenium framework at all. If you don't know one or the other two topics in this entire topics list, you can still implement a framework, but you may not be using the, you know, the core strength of Java, which is reusability and machine independent. So if you know these concepts, then at one or the other point of Selenium, you will at least know that okay, there is this concept in Java which is going to be useful at that point in your Selenium framework. So that's why it is important that you know the most of the Java concepts. Then you will know where you have to use it when the right time or the right situation comes in. That makes your framework more readable, reusable, and more simpler framework to use. All right. And there are also going to be some miscellaneous concepts which you are going to learn. So as we learn these videos based on your feedback, mm, I'm going to add even more videos. So don't be come to a conclusion that are these the only topics. Okay, so these are the minimum topics that we are going to cover, plus there are going to be some additional topics under miscellaneous, and plus uh, whenever there is a video, and if you have suggestions, you can mention it against the comments, so that I'll know that okay, I have to cover those topics as well, and I will make a video of the topic as well. So the more interactive the sessions are going to be, the more we are going to learn. So in this series of road to Selenium videos using Java. All right, so that's all in this video. Mm, okay. If you have any videos like this, please upload them in your Google Drive and share that link to us in that email given over here so that we can upload it for you with your name on it. And that way we can build a common repository where anybody can find solution to the problems which they are facing. Thanks for your support and please subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see more videos like this. Bye.